Funny thing about common sense, and there's a quote out there and it is, common sense isn't so common. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Justin and you guys are here with JustInkD. So I'm sure you guys are looking at the title of this video and thinking, Justin, what the hell are you talking about? Isn't this common sense? Can't I just show up to my next tattoo appointment wearing whatever I want or threw on that morning? And I'm here to tell you, absolutely not. I feel like clothing and the correct clothing to wear to a tattoo appointment goes so unnoticed up until the moment you go to the shop and your artist realizes that you don't have any extra clothing to change into. And now you've made his life and the tattoo session a little harder than it has to be. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the correct clothing to wear for each different type of body part that you're going to get tattooed to make your life, the artist's life, and the overall session more enjoyable. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. In this channel, we pretty much talk about all things that are tattoo related, my experience, opinions on certain topics, but most importantly, guys, my journey towards getting amazing tattoos and working towards an awesome bodysuit. From the Pharaoh to the Anubis to the out of this world astronaut, all have been amazing pieces, and I got some great news. I have booked a couple more appointments with Brandon to finish off the leg and maybe a couple other areas as well. So you definitely don't want to miss those tattoos. So go ahead, subscribe, join the community. But let's get to today's video, guys. Let's go. So you guys know that I've had a lot of tattoos in my lifetime. If there's one thing that I've noticed from being under the needle so much is that clothing makes such a big difference in terms of the overall outcome of your tattoo session. Now there's two main factors I see to wearing the right clothing. The first one is, obviously you want that area that the artist is going to be working on to be free and uninterrupted. For example, if I have my shoulder being tattooed and I come wearing a t-shirt, my sleeve is going to be in the way. So there's three outcomes to this. Either we roll it up and then run the chance of it rolling back down, because that's usually what happens. You can take the shirt off completely, or, and I've seen some shops do this, is they'll literally cut the whole sleeve off, and then now you have no sleeve and one sleeve, and you pretty much ruin your shirt. But the second reason why is for warmth. When you go to a shop and you're getting a tattoo done, especially those long ones, your body starts to get into this kind of state, and I feel like for me personally, I get super cold after a long session, so I really want to make sure I'm keeping warm. And when that shop has that AC blasting, you feel it a lot more. For example, I remember when I was getting my arm done at Bamboo, they had the AC running, and I didn't dress for the kind of tattoo. I dressed for the weather outside. It was a hot sunny day. I wore shorts and a t-shirt. Inside that shop, I should have been wearing sweats instead because I was freezing. I could not wait for that tattoo appointment to be done with, because I wasn't even concerned about the pain of the needle or my ass being numb or just the whole long session in itself. I was just concerned on me being cold and me freezing and just wanting to get out of it. So before I get into the body parts and the certain pieces that you're going to want to wear when you get tattooed on those areas, is the type of clothing that you're going to want to wear to your tattoo appointment. So it's my belief, and the first thing I'm going to mention is you don't want to bring and wear expensive clothing to your tattoo appointment. The reason why I say this is if you're going and you're wearing a shirt that's expensive or it's one that you really like, you can run the chance of ruining it, because that ink tends to get everywhere without you even knowing. Whether it just flies off from the needle when he goes and grabs it, or you kind of get up and you rub up against something, that ink tends to get in places that you never thought it would. And when it gets stuck on clothing, it does not come out. So I don't want you guys to ruin any of your expensive or good clothing that you like to wear because it has stained ink on it now. So make sure you go and you wear clothing that you don't mind getting dirty or you don't mind throwing out. The next pointer I have in terms of type of clothing is wear dark clothing, preferably black. Just because if you get ink on it from the staining, you won't even see it. So I like to wear like these really type of black shirts. You never tell if there's ink on it, and you can go about it and still enjoy your shirt. Even if you do have a little bit on it, you can't even see it. And I also wanted to show you guys what not to wear, and it is either white or light clothing, because then this happens. And if you guys can see, there are marks all over it. And now these have pretty much become garbage, and I can only use them for either now another tattoo appointment or for like working around the house or others. So it's pretty much garbage. But the last pointer I have in terms of type of clothing is you're going to want to wear clothing that is comfortable, clean, baggy, and loose. So those are the main ones as well. Obviously you want it to be clean. You don't want to go with dirty clothing. You want it to be baggy and loose in terms of you have to move it around a bit in terms of, being a little more comfortable. And then again, comfortability. You just want to be comfortable for those long periods of time that you're sitting. You don't want to be wearing jeans. You want to wear sweats. You want to wear a nice like loose sweater. So make sure you guys pack all that. So guys, I want you guys to go in the comments right now and let me know, is clothing something you think about before a tattoo? And do you believe that clothing is something that goes unnoticed for a lot of people as well? Let me know. I want to hear your opinions on this. So now let's talk about all the body parts that we're going to be going over and dealing with when you get tattooed, and the clothing that you're going to to kind of associate with that area that you're going to want to wear. Now, obviously, we're going to be going from head to toe. You got your head, your neck, your chest area, your torso, your shoulder, your arms, your hands, your feet, your legs, and your kind of your ass cheek and back area. Those are all the areas that you're able to tattoo, and we're going to kind of be going into each single one of them. So we're going to start off with the easiest areas to dress for, and these ones you really don't got to worry too much about in terms of the clothing you wear. You still got to be aware in terms of certain things, but for the most part you will be good. And these areas are your head, your neck, your hands, and your feet. Now the head area you really don't got to worry too much about. You know, you just make sure you're not wearing a sweater that has a hood on it, just because maybe that hood may get in the way a bit. For the neck area, you can wear a t-shirt, but what I would recommend maybe is a tank top. You have a little more area between the shirt and the neck, so you know, you're just a little more safer. For your hands, you know, you can wear a long sleeve if you want. Recommended is a t-shirt, but with a long sleeve you can just roll it up to your elbow area and you should be good. And the same with kind of the feet. You can wear kind of sweats and then you can roll them up, or you can wear shorts. So you really don't have to worry too much. Again, just make sure you're wearing non-expensive, baggy and loose clothing so you're able to kind of move with it. That's pretty much it. And again, make sure it is dark as well, because in these areas it may fly off and get on you some way. So just watch out for that as well. So for the next category that we have, which is a little harder to dress for in terms of working around, because there's not much you can do, is, you know, your chest, your stomach, and your back area. And this sucks if you're a male, because you're pretty much gonna have no clothing on the upper half of you. And what I would recommend, and you should do, is wear like sweats or something on the bottom. You know, keep warm. You don't want shorts because you're already gonna be kind of nude on the top, and you don't want to be kind of nude on the bottom as well. You want to keep as much warmth in as you can. So definitely wear sweats or something on the bottom. Maybe if you're a woman, you'll have your bra. That might keep you a little more warmer, but you know, for the most part, you really can't work around this too much, and it's just something you got to deal with. What maybe I recommend is bring a towel, or maybe that shirt that you were wearing, and put it under the chair so you at least able to sit on some nice clothing. Makes it a little more comfortable, keeps a little bit more warmth in terms of, you know, just sitting on that leather. So, you know, better enjoyable overall experience in terms of this situation. So now let's talk about the areas that are going to be tattooed the most, and those are pretty much your arms and your legs. And these areas you can dress pretty easily for them, but you also want to take into consideration a couple things. We're going to start off with the arm, which pretty much goes from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist. For this, you really just want to make sure you're wearing a tank top of some sort. Don't go wearing a t-shirt, especially if you're getting your shoulder done. You don't want it to have to roll up and then it may roll down. Just better to wear a tank top. Still keeps you warm, and then obviously the sweat's helping, keeping you a little more extra warm. If you're getting your forearm done on your arm, then realistically, yes, you can wear a t-shirt without having to worry much. But if you are kind of going into this area, tank top it is, and that is definitely the way to go in terms of, you know, just not impeding or getting in the way of him doing his work. Now for the leg, this one takes a little more thought than the arms, and just the fact that, you know, you can definitely wear whatever you want on top. You can wear a t-shirt, long sleeve. I would definitely recommend wearing a sweater as well. I always wear sweaters to mine, and because you're going to be wearing shorts most of the time. But for the most part, just make sure that they're baggy, because then you're able to roll them up, kind of put them out of its way. I realized that, and how like beneficial these were, because these are baggy on me. When I had my tattoo done on the upper thigh, I was able to roll them up and get them to where I needed to without having to really impede on him doing his work. So that really helps out too. But also at the same time, there's one thing I also want to mention. If you are getting a high tattoo on the upper thigh area, make sure you are also wearing boxers. If you do wear boxer briefs and all that, make sure that that seam that goes around the leg has a good stretch to it, because if you need to pull it up too, you don't want it to be tight. I know for women, it's not really a problem. Usually women wear G-strings, thongs, and all that, so they don't really have to worry about that. But for the males, try to get something that also is stretchy and kind of you can move it as well, and to where it's not really tight or kind of suffocating you now because you had to really roll it up. So just watch out for that. That was one thing I was glad I kind of wore too, was stretchy boxers. When we were really kind of getting up there, I didn't have to worry about kind of any uncomfortable kind of situation that I would have been put in if I had a tight one kind of wrapping around the leg. So now let's talk about the ass cheek area. And for this area, pretty much you can wear whatever you want in terms of the top. Shirt, long sleeve, sweater, you can do all that. But for the bottom and for your ass cheek area, it depends on how much you're getting done, where you're getting it done. You may be able to cut it with shorts. I would definitely recommend baggy and kind of able to roll it up as much as possible to like really, really high up. Or you can also kind of wear underwear. You'd probably be going that as well. Again, same thing. Make sure that they are stretchy, loose, so you can roll them up and still keep some warmth while also wearing clothing. But in some situations where I have seen people get their ass cheeks done, they pretty much are nude, and pretty much in that situation, there's nothing you can really do except wear maybe long socks to keep that warmth in certain areas, and maybe wear a sweater as well to keep extra kind of warmth in as well. Now, this is a stupid idea I have, but I thought about it and I thought it might work just because it's thinking outside the box, and I feel like some stupid ideas resonate with some people, and it's worth trying out. Now, for this one, it's for people that are usually colder than other people. Say you're that type of person that gets really cold even wearing a t-shirt, and with the AC on, you're going to be freezing. In this scenario, say you're getting your shoulder done, find a sweater that you don't usually like or wear and you don't mind kind of being thrown out, cut off its shoulder or that whole area. So then you pretty much have this whole open area for the tattoo while you still got everything else covered and you can keep warm. And then the same thing for like your leg area. Go find, maybe if you're doing your thigh or your lower leg, find a pair of pants that you don't really care about, bring some scissors and cut around that area that you know you're going to be tatted, and then you're still able to keep a lot of warmth in and be comfortable while at the same time not having that area be impeded, or kind of the artist doesn't have to work around any clothing. It's free to him and you can go about it in that way. So stupid idea, but it's worth trying, and let me know if you do try this out and how it goes for you. Now I know you guys are probably looking at this video and thinking, what a dumb video. This is such common sense. And the funny thing about common sense, and there's a quote out there and it is, common sense isn't so common. And that's what I really hope is for those people that don't think about this, it helps you out in terms of kind of preparing yourself for your next appointment to make it more enjoyable for you, the overall session, and also helping your artist out in a way too, because then he doesn't have to work around certain things. And again, it just makes everybody's lives better. My recommendation for you is to kind of go to your appointments with a certain set of clothing that you wear throughout all your tattoos. These shorts are going to be going with me for every tattoo appointment. In terms of if I'm doing my legs, I've already gotten them dirty. I know I'm not going to be worrying about, if I get them dirty again. There's pretty much whatever happens to them happens to them. I'm not ruining another pair of shorts, so this is my go-to. And then with any kind of dark shirt to wear as well. No expensive stuff, and make sure it's baggy, comfortable, and that's it. Super simple, but it will help so much in terms of the overall experience of that session. Now, I want you guys to go ahead in the comments and let me know if there's anything I missed, and let me know what type of clothing you wear to your appointments to make it beneficial in terms of the overall outcome and help other people out there as well. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go into the comments and read what maybe they can wear as well. So go ahead, help everybody else out, help me out in terms of learning more, and do that for me by commenting. Go ahead, like the video and subscribe so you can participate in my weekly giveaway of the Sanoderm sheet. And then finally, I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving me your time. I will see you next week. Like always, Justin out. Later, guys.